All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. Okay, so you guys can see all these numbers and everything back here. I'm making a video basically because a lot of people have been asking, oh, well, can it reach $1? And I'm going to explain why I know that the hot token will eventually reach $1. Now, the question is when? But nobody knows exactly when, but I will like to say this. Why? Why do I believe that it's going to hit $1 eventually? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain exactly my thoughts on how all of this is going to work out, and then explain not only how I think things are going to work out, or why things are going to work out the way they are, but I'm going to give people, I give everyone my train of thought, basically. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I did was, this is just really extremely simple math, and I wouldn't be surprised if I messed it up, but here we go. So the current amount of hot tokens that we have available is 177 billion, right? All right. So what I did was I was like, you know what? Let me take the population of the United States of America, and funny I should be using the United States of America because we got a long ways to go before we are able to adopt any kind of crypto. It's going to be kind of crazy. All right. Anyway, before I get sidetracked. So there's 300 around estimate by the end of the year, and I just simply Googled this. Approximately 328 million. Could be more. Could be less. A couple years it'll probably be more. But we'll just say right now it's 328.2 million people. So what I did was I just simply divided, right? I divided 177 billion by 328 million. Now, what did I get? I got 537.9. Now, that's hot tokens. So we have 537.9 hot tokens. And if I was to equate that to how much it is right now, approximately $5.37. All you got to do is just, So, and a lot of people are like, well, it's only at 1 cent right now. What are you talking about? Well, that's $5.37. So I am going to estimate that more than I would even say even more than half of these people, or more than half of the people, because right now I believe there are like 100 and something thousand people who has the hot token, right? So there are approximately 100, I forgot the person on Twitter, and I should have probably looked this up before I made this video, but you guys can get the gist of it. That are hot token holders. So what's going to happen once people start figuring out what Holochain is, start understanding, oh, wait a second, I can run my favorite projects, and my favorite crypto projects can run on Holochain or have some kind of adaptability on Holochain. By the way, having said all that, I wanted to say there's a Poly Network, I believe. Poly Network, or I can't keep forgetting these names. They're all over the place, right? They had I believe somebody made out with $611 million, I believe. So be careful out there, people. And speaking of being careful, also, please don't talk about how many bags you have. I understand that some of you guys have a whole lot of money. I mean, I'm not jealous or anything like that. I don't have a lot of money, but if you have a lot of money, if you have a lot of hot tokens, please don't just blast it out there. Okay, just for safety reasons, because some people are going to try to get you. That's just the reality of it is. I always say be careful. Please be careful, and that's including myself. All right, so $5.37. That's where we're at right now. as the hot token grows, and this is the biggest question, and I want to explain to you guys exactly why I believe that the hot token not only will reach $1, will actually go well beyond $1. And let me explain. So the supply of hollow fuel, and I have it over here for a reason, but the supply of hollow fuel is infinite. The demand, right, for the hot token is not infinite, right? So no matter how many hollow fuel, I don't know, I don't even know what to call them because I can't really call it. No matter how much hollow fuel you generate, right, you can only get so many hot tokens. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting confused, is the fact that they're like, oh, well, there's so many, there's just so many tokens. Well, look at what it's going to be used for. And this is the reason why, because the hollow fuel will be available throughout the entire world, not just in the United States of America. But just using this as an example here, we have the demand. We'll just say the demand is 177 billion. But the biggest thing is, wait a second, it's not just 177 billion. It's 177 billion divided by however much is in the reserve. Right? So this is the biggest question. I've stated this before. This is the biggest question a lot of people have. How many hot tokens are going to go to the reserve? How many are going to stay in the reserve? And as we see this information go back and forwards, how will exchanges actually talk about the supply? Because the supply isn't really 177 billion if a lot of tokens are in the reserve, right? Just saying. So what do we do? That's the question. That's the thing that a lot of people are confused about right now, is because we don't know what's going to happen to all of these tokens that's in reserve. But I'm going to say for right now that it's not going to be in the reserve. This is even for it not even being in the reserve. Okay? So we have 177 billion tokens. Now, why do I think it's going to reach $1 eventually, and it will, is because of exactly what I stated before. So, sorry, let me get on this side over here. So we have hollow fuel and hot. And what I did was I said, okay, well, where is hollow fuel going to be and where is hot going to be? Well, hollow fuel is going to be on Holochain, right? It's going to be a holo hosting hat, right? So hosting. Now, how much hollow fuel can you earn? As I said, it's infinite. Well, if you can earn it, well, we need to quantify it, right? Because nothing can be infinite. Well, actually, yeah, energy is actually infinite as far as our knowledge is concerned. So if we're using energy for cloud hosting to back up so people can earn hollow fuel, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that as there's more demand for hollow fuel, that will raise the hot token price, because more and more people are going to want to get hollow fuel because it's going to be easier to get hollow fuel. And then they're going to switch it over into the hot token. Why? Because they're able to switch it over to the hot token and, as a bridge or whatever. You guys know how that goes. So we're looking here, and by the way, this is my own personal opinion. You guys, look, I'm not a genius. I only have 112 IQ. That's it. So I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I will tell you that for me, I always try to look at how things work from a common sense point of view, because I've seen some other people who have really broken this down to megabytes and how many bytes can in terabytes and how much it can hollow fuel the hollow ports can hold and all of that. I can't do all of that. I'm not an expert when it comes to hosting or how much hosting is or anything else in between. The only thing I do know is that I do know simple supply and demand. That's why I've always talked about supply and demand, right? So if the supply, which is energy, which is infinite, which means that more people over here, and this is just the amount of people over here in America. There's way more people than 328 throughout the world. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of people who are not going to be able to get any hot tokens or earn hollow fuel because of various reasons. Maybe they don't have a computer. Maybe they're not set up. Maybe they don't have there are other people in the world. But however, having said all of that, there's not those people, just that amount of people will just get one, right? They're gonna get multiple, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that have they're gonna if it hits $1, they'll have 1 million, So some people are gonna be good. So there's gonna be a whole lot more wallets and whole lot more people, especially as Holochain comes out, that's gonna have more than 537 hot tokens. Just throwing it out there. So, going back to this, if the infinite amount is, if there's an infinite amount, and then we're going to a hot token, well, how is it available, right? Well, first off, as I stated before, it's going to be in a reserve. So there's that. Then we're going to have some people hold it in a cold wallet. There's that. We're going to have a whole lot of people that's going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to this and just let it grow over time because of the fact that not only is it, hollow fuel is for cloud hosting and different things like that, it's used for other stuff. Who knows what it's going to be used for? And it's the same thing with the hot token. These two, I guess you can say currencies. I believe that one would be a currency and one would be I don't really know how to quite label hollow fuel, and I'm not even going to get that to defining that, especially in American standards, because we don't even know what cryptocurrency is right now, or any cryptocurrencies or anything that run on a blockchain. We can't. And then some people, I was listening to CNN. By the way, I was listening to CNBC, and it was talking about how, they were saying that they believe that. Oh man, what was it? I'm trying to get the exact terminology. But basically, they were way off. They were saying, they were comparing it to the Howey test. And they were saying, yeah, we just used a standard Howey test. Really? The Howey test? You kidding me? Wow. For some of you guys who don't know, please educate yourselves, do your own research, look up the Howey test. It's about 3 or 4 things, about 4 classifications of what they consider a security and what's not a security and everything else in between. It's all confusing. Technology has definitely moved faster than our regulators, and has moved faster than our lawmakers are able to adjust, because and I know I've stated this before, and I'm rambling on for a second, but I do need to make this point. I have stated this before. They now are looking at the records, and people are saying that the people in Congress, the people, the representatives, they're old. And I've stated this before. It's not for me being mean, but it's just for me being honest. A lot of old people, they made their money. They've done all of this stuff. They don't care about cryptocurrencies. They're not trying to hear anything about cryptocurrencies. A lot of the younger people, the younger and smarter individuals, they are really trying to say, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and find out exactly what this is. And some of them are trying to figure out how they can make money from it, or how they can control it, or however it is. But at least they're trying to use blockchain technology. And God, they don't even know about holochain technology. So if you guys think about this, we're looking at a minimum, we're looking at hollow fuel coming out and holochain being completely and totally finished with everything by the end of next year. Now, obviously, we know that it's going to be, we were expecting it to be done in January, February timeframe, but let's just say by the end of next year. If it's done by the end of next year, do you guys realize that all the definitions and everything with cryptocurrency and trying to figure out things, everything is going to get completely, totally thrown out the window, and now the world is going to be flipped upside down, because they're going to be like, what the hell is this? So I'm just saying, like, we're having a hard time figuring out over here in America. We're having a hard time figuring out what the definition of infrastructure is, what cryptocurrencies are. Oh, and by the way, we're going to just throw out some laws and rules and regulations, even though we don't even know what the hell it is or what functions they hold, right? We don't even know what they can do, but you know what? We're just going to tax it and we're going to do this and that. They don't know what's going on. And that's the sad thing about, I'm not discriminatory again. I don't discriminate against people who are older. I'm talking to you, Mr. 100, who are educated and who knows and understands the technology and understands how to use the technology to work in their favor. But there's just so many people, and I never want to be like this. I want to make sure that I never get so old that I'm like, oh no, it's evil, oh it's bad, only criminals use this, and grandpa, we're only trading Digimon cards. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what it'll be like, but I do know that I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be someone, and by the way, for some of you guys, I endorsed an interview on Kitco News. A guy who was talking, very, very intelligent guy. If you guys listen to him, wow. I mean, yeah, just wow. So anyway, going back to this, I know I segued into, you guys know how I do. I'm sorry. All right, let's get back to this here. So it's going to be on Reserve, the cold wallet, and so some of this is going to go out. So what's going to happen is that the supply, right? The supply of hot is not infinite. It's going to eventually go down because this is the maximum supply. But by that time, as far as I know, they're trying to have other things in the reserve or other currencies in reserve on the Holochain network. Well, that ain't gonna happen anytime soon, especially if we're looking at the progress that's going on here in the world. They're not even picking up on this stuff, okay? So we have that as well. So we're gonna have people who gonna turn in their hot to hollow fuel. It's gonna go into the reserve, and it probably won't move there for a while. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work until people start earning enough hollow fuel and then grab it back. So it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth. And then the exchanges. This is the main thing I want to talk about right here. The exchanges are going to be like, well, what is the supply? The exchanges are going to be like, we need to know what the supply is, because I'm pretty sure the exchanges aren't going to be into the Holochain network, or are just sitting there looking at the reserves and what the reserve amount is, right? So the exchanges, and that's the thing that we're all confused about and we want to get more clarity on, is the fact that, wait a second, the exchanges need to know exactly what the total supply is so they can accurately educate people on what the supply is. But if the supply is continually moving up and down, well, we might as well just keep it at 177 billion. But they can't do that. And that's this is my own personal opinion. I don't think that they can leave it at 177 billion because of the fact that it's going to be in a reserve. Once it's in a reserve, who knows what's going to happen? Again, this is where a lot of confusion lies with people. But, and I'm going to state this again because I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, and this is the reason why I believe that hot token will reach $1, is because once people start understanding what the hot token is or holochain is, they're going to want to get involved. A lot of developers are going to want to create things on Holochain. Oh, and by the way, not only are we having a bunch of cybersecurity hacks, But we're also having trouble. Ethereum is having a whole lot of trouble. All blockchains are having trouble with scalability. Well, once scalability is solved, that's it. And by the way, and I'm letting you guys know this right now, if the Holochain comes out and they're able to have sharding and it reaches scalability before Ethereum or Cardano, it's game over. It is game over. Forget $1. This shit, this is going to like, I don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to go way above $1. And this is what I'm talking about. So we're looking at all of these projects and they're making these promises and saying they're going to have sharding and scalability. And they're working at 12. You know, I was listening to a YouTuber today and they were saying, yeah, Ethereum is going to have 100,000 plus TPS or transactions per second. Are you kidding me? Do you guys understand what Holochain, how many transactions per second that it's, and by the way, they're testing this now. They're having at least something that's going to be able to scale that's even more than 100,000 transactions per second. You can't even quantify transactions per second because of the fact that the transactions are not happening all over the place. It's happening between peer to peer. There's a lot of things that's going on. Just if you guys are new here and you don't understand exactly what Holo Fuel is, or hot token is, or Holochain is, or Holo organization, please, I need you guys to just go ahead and do your own research. I know there are some people who are looking at this and they're like, well, you know, they're just looking at this and they want to know price action. They want to know that it's going to go to $1 and win Lambo and all this other good stuff. And that's wonderful. That's great if that's your thing. I'm just explaining why I believe that it's going to be at the very least $1. And that's the very, very least. You guys have to understand this isn't even taken off yet. And then we have some people that are talking about, oh, well, you know, it'll have to have more market cap and this than Ethereum and Cardano and everything else in between. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if Ethereum and Cardano can't scale, no sharding, no, the transactions per second are slow, the people are tired of these gas fees. Are you kidding me? And then not only that, but in the next couple of years, the cryptocurrency market, the total market cap, is going to dwarf what we have right now. So this is why I always say, please, please, please educate yourselves so you can understand exactly what's going on here. But the biggest question mark, as I stated before, for a lot of people is, and why a lot of people don't believe that it can reach $1, is exchanges. Because for the first time also, we're going to have it to where people are going to be able to get cryptocurrency or grab something, but not from exchanges. Where are they going to get it from? They're going to get it from Holochain. They're going to get it from Holo Hosting, for hosting. It's not going to come from an exchange. The hot token is, but not Holo Fuel. So when people are able, everybody is able to receive Holo Fuel and then switch it over to hot by using the same means that they actually receive Holo Fuel, not by hosting, but actually gaining or trading whatever the Holo Fuel, whatever the rate is. And by the way, for a lot of the developers out there, when they get into Holo Fuel, obviously they do want to get Holo Fuel right now. I mean, this is a bargain, because if you get Holo Fuel right now, and you switch it over, the things that you're going to be able to do, because you're going to be, anyway, going a little bit too deep there, but it's a bargain. Now, it's not a bargain if you're trying to hold the hot token, because if you're holding the hot token, it's not a bargain for you to go into Holo Fuel, because Holo Fuel, that you have to have a purpose. You have to have a reason to why you're using it. Okay? So we're going to Holo Hosting. And then a lot of people are going to to the hot token. And as I stated before, as time goes on, see, everything is going in reverse, right? So with Bitcoin, there's a very little amount, and then obviously the demand for it, the supply for it is going down, but the demand for it is going up, which drives the price up. With the hot token, okay, it's already there. The supply is already there. So as the demand for the hot token goes up, this, excuse me, got that inverse. This is the base amount. It's only going to go up because as the demand for hot goes up, the price is going to go up continuously. Now, how fast it's going to go up is going to be up to external factors. And obviously, as right now, hollow fuel is not out. And for some of you guys, we're in the middle of a bull market right now. We're in the middle of a bull run. Everything's following Bitcoin. I don't want to hear stories about how the hot token is amazing and that it's going to do everything in people's wildest dreams, because nothing's out yet, okay? Excuse me. Let's not hype up something unnecessarily. It's going to speak for its own, okay? So, and then a hope for it. Look, I can't explain, if I can't tell people. By the way, this is just my train of thought. Before I even get into that, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to leave it right there. So when people ask me, oh, well, is it going to reach $1? Well, duh. Oh, and by the way, if Doge can get close to $1, Doge is at 60 something. Shiba whatever it's called. People are really into that. They're making money off of that. Who knows if that's going to reach $1? And do I think it'll reach $1? No. But you know what? You never know in this crazy world. Let's look at Cardano. Cardano was less than a cent, held for about 2 or 3 cents for a long time. It then jumped up to $1 in no time flat. So people, you got to understand something. When you're talking about can something reach $1 or a certain price point, you have to look at the fundamentals. And for me, the fundamentals is all here. It is all right. And when I look at the numbers, please, I do think that this is a large amount in the beginning. I've stated this before. 328, and this is just 328 million people. That's it. There's probably more millionaires. There's probably more than 328 millionaires. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think there's more than 328 millionaires in the world. Yeah. So 539, and even if it was $1, $537. And right now we're at 5. If it gets to 1 cent, because it's like almost at 1 cent, but we're around $5 to reach 537. So you're trying to tell me that it won't get to 537? Like a lot of people won't be able to hold 537 hot tokens? Please. Now, if I messed up on my math, or if any of you guys are confused, please let me know. I'm not the greatest mathematician. However, I try to think on a more, instead of breaking everything down into to me, things are a whole lot easier this way. You know, I'm one of those people, when I think about things, I'm like, okay, can this person make 100 basketball shots? Yeah, it's possible. So instead of me figuring out the odds of every person trying to make 100 3-point shots, I'm just going to look at their athletic ability, look at the way they shoot, and say, oh, he got good fundamentals. Yeah. Yeah, he can reach 100. He can reach 100 3-pointers in, I don't know, 30 minutes. It's no problem. Think he got it. Whereas in somebody that look like they don't never play basketball, their shot is off, their fundamentals is horrible. They don't have enough. They're not strong. I'm looking at it and be like, nah, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't think you can make 100 3-pointers in 30 minutes. I just don't see it. So again, I just look at the bigger picture of things. I try not to do a whole entire deep dive of complicated numbers because as you guys can see, I even struggle with that. So it's possible I can even be wrong with that, but but it's all good, right? For some of you guys, this is a bull. We're in a bull market. Things are looking great. Hot token is looking great. For some of you short-term gainers out there, wonderful. You have made money. And I think this is only the beginning. So I really do think that we're going to see a lot of good things in the future. I know a lot of people keep asking me about Orion Protocol because of, the interview, and then a lot of people are asking me about, do I still hold a price prediction? Look, my price prediction is staying the same. It is exactly the same as it was before. And if some of you guys want to understand a little bit more about why I believe it's going to be the same, take a look at my the last AMA review. I think the last AMA review that I did. Really, really pay attention to all of that because it's that's just what I believe. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Have a great day. I'm gonna go see and make sure that I did my math right and double check that. And then afterwards, I'm probably gonna play me some what do they call it? Beat Saber. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Please, please, please do your own research. Do your own research. Do your own research. And last but not least, above all else, stay safe out there. Bye, you guys.